Introduction. The story begins by drawing your own frequency in a sketchbook with a yellow marker handed to you by the protagonist Anne. Immersed in the world of Anne's paintings, the story guides you through the journey of discovering her life purpose by tackling various struggles at different stages of her life. You will experience through Anne's life journey that we are surrounded by a diverse variety of frequencies, leading you to uncover the joy of celebrating our differences in place of suppressing our unique qualities. In the finale, you are once again offered to draw in the sketchbook. What does your frequency look like? 1. The story. Experiencing marginalization as a child, Anne questions the meaning of life and existence. Growing up with loneliness, Anne begins painting, following a chance opportunity in her adulthood. Through her creative journey as an artist, she discovers that everything in the world is vibrating at a unique frequency. This is a story of becoming aware of our own unique qualities and how we are all one within this universe. 2. The message. This work aims to send a message to anyone who is struggling to find their place in society. Your life has a purpose. Your existence itself is a manifestation of the universe's love. 3. The two motifs, frequency and existence. The two motifs of the story are frequency and existence. Based on Planck's theorem, all matter vibrates at its own unique frequency. The precious nature of every person's existence and inherent beauty of their individuality is derived. Pascal's quote, "Man is a thinking reed," is incorporated as a symbol of Anne's existential contemplation when she is faced with distress and conflict throughout the story. 4. The three modes of interaction. There are three methods of interaction in the story. Draw your own frequency. Target the tactile senses. Discover the frequencies around you. Activate the visual senses. Hear the diverse frequencies. Stimulate the auditory senses. Interaction 1. The story begins with the player being directed to draw their own unique frequency. However, at this point, the player is simply introduced to the theory of frequencies. Throughout the immersive experience, they deepen their understanding with Anne, and during the final scene, the player is guided to draw their own frequency once more, after they have experienced the story. The drawing then floats out of the sketchbook and into the sky among the fluttering stars. In this moment, the major theme of the story, that each and every person is an irreplaceable star, is conveyed. You are one of the stars shining bright in the sky. The story wishes to provide a kind of solace and hope to people who may be struggling in life. The aspiration is to provide a visual representation of celebrating our differences, as the player sees the frequency they drew rise up into the sky, joining the expression of unique frequencies drawn by the other players. Interaction 2. The second interaction allows the player to interact with the various frequencies through visual movement. For example, the furniture in the cafe begin to express their frequencies with physical movement, shaking and dancing after the player is provided with the knowledge of frequency theory. In other words, the knowledge of frequency theory is emphasized through the movements that surround the player. Interaction 3. The third interaction allows the player to feel the frequencies through sound. For example, when the player approaches a sea coral in the sea painting, It reacts to the interaction by a swaying movement accompanied by a corresponding pure tone frequency sound. These pure tone sounds include solfeggio frequency 528 Hz and frequency 852 Hz, which is said to relax the brain. 5. The painting. Although the theme of physics and philosophy are a framework of the story's worldview, by creating the visual imagery with paintings, it provides a gentle and approachable atmosphere to the overall experience. The stars fill the sky above, the grass grows tall, the waves surge and recede. The aim is to activate the sensory receptors so the player can interpret the story's message in their own unique way. 6. The paper dolls. All of the characters purposely incorporate the visual texture of paper dolls. This allows the player to enter a three-dimensional world inside of a two-dimensional painting. An analog universe constructed by acrylic painting unfolds, staging a delicately tactile experience. 7. The pantomime. The movements of characters are not computer-generated. Following the script, the mime performers choreographed and rehearsed the movements, recording the final product with motion capture. The movements at times possess an abstract quality, as opposed to being a literal interruption of the script.
You are the only person not from the island attending the ceremony. Eat this rice cake. This is the rice cake we offered to the spirits in the ceremony.
The purpose of incorporating mime technique in the process is to emphasize the character's emotions, further deepening the human touch within the virtual reality experience. The texture of the paper dolls are also represented through the mime technique to maintain the analog feeling of the work. Furthermore, the mime technique was crucial to visually express the invisible vibration of frequencies. 8. The tuning fork, pure tone. The overlying theme of the story, that everything vibrates at a unique frequency, is also portrayed by incorporating pure tone sounds generated by tuning forks used in healing practices. As the main theme of the work and title is frequency, utilizing this element of pure tone was essential. With this added component, the player is able to have another layer of the immersive experience through sound. 9. The motion capture experience. As opposed to only applying the movement of trained mime performers, the movement of everyday people were incorporated to produce a diverse variety of frequencies represented by swaying sea coral. The movement of children, the elderly, and people of various professions were applied to the painting by motion capture recordings. A personal story with a universal message. The story is based on a painter's life. There is a universal context that underlies every human experience that unites us all with mutual understanding. This common experience that is within us, despite our cultural differences and socio-economic background, is conveyed. By sourcing the content from a personal story, the message can be carried with an air of compassion, as if the player was receiving a heartwarming letter from a loved one. 11. Why frequency? It is a natural human instinct to fear and exclude those who are different from us and intimidate society's idea of conformity. Our world is filled with divisions. However, with a broader perspective of the mechanism of the universe, there can be an appreciation and celebration for the beauty of diversity, of being different, in a way that affirms each of our existence. Instead of lecturing ideologies from a moral perspective, a scientific theorem was chosen to deliver this universal message. We are all vibrating at our own unique frequency.